don't know if we'll be back to that spot, friends. I don't know what it is. It's the later hours. Like I said, during the day, it's just like you can count on 11 to midnight. You're going to get some noise. I'm guessing that probably runs underneath the road there and goes back to the river. Picnic table without chairs. I guess you gotta bring your own if you want to have lunch here. Coping in the midst of crisis. Path to true freedom and peace.
Living where the evergreens all gather round. The river's been my driveway, the mountain's my home. Now I'm grinning like a fool cause I'm finally back.
Good morning, friends. Sat out last night as you guys just saw the views, and it was an absolute beautiful evening. Very, very scorching hot during the day, but absolutely beautiful evening. Gotta keep those blades clean inside, otherwise they don't cut. Thought about setting up my sluice box today in this one spot and getting some dust. However, I think we better keep looking. Yep. And here's some tellings on the back side of that pile. Well, just off to the side of that pile. But either or, let's see if there's some color in here. Mix it up, get it all worked together. Get it all wet. Work it back and forth, knock that loose stuff off. Shake the heavy stuff down to the bottom. A lot of the stuff's just floating out of the pan because it's really light. At this point, well, that worked down pretty easily, so it's not really a great sign. I'm gonna run another pan and then I'll show you guys if I can figure out where I was. I'm gonna have to figure out because my pickaxe is over there. I'm gonna take a lot of anything from what I'm seeing to make anything add up, but let's just run another pan here and we'll find out real quick what a little more dirt looks like. Yeah, there you go. Some fine, fine gold. Each spot seems to have its own deal, and well, this spot, it's the bees. Oh yeah, we're waiting on the sun again so we can get some more power. And that's exactly what we need. We need some more power for the solar panels. Like I said yesterday, we could be out here soaking it up, but I kind of need some shade coverage, at least a little bit. Even though once the sun gets out here, the only shade coverage I have is this back down here, which works pretty decent. You gotta put the chair back in here for the day. Yep, we're about ready to get some sun. Hi. Good morning, friends. Just thinking about the day. Thinking maybe I should make some breakfast. Thinking maybe also I should wait till noon. Well, guys, I've been all around this place now. I have prospected back that way, over that way, and I've been all around this place, guys. And yeah, I found a little bit of gold, but for the most part, I think it's about time to put an X on the place and just check it off the list. And after I leave this time, I don't think I really have much business coming back. Now, I may come back and just pan every once in a while, but as far as getting to my 3 ounces of gold and hitting my goal, I don't see this place really helping me out that much. Now, I may go out today and put the sluice box in the water. I found a little bit of gold dust up on the bedrock, but yeah, it's not going to be much, friends. But, well, at this current state, I don't know what else to do. This thing has been here for quite a long time. I don't even know what they used it for originally. Maybe to grow their grapes on? What are these grapes, friends? Those actually look like some grapes. I'm pretty sure. Yep. For the grapevines. That kind of looks like somebody's tree stand, or one time it was. Branches probably broke off or something. Yeah, we've already prospected down there. Maybe today we'll go down there again, just screw around. Now that the water is just a tad bit lower. Man, it was really gushing through this stuff now, and now there's hardly anything. I don't even think you can run a sluice box down there anymore. There's a piece in there so small that it's hard to see. And I've already done some samples here, so why am I wasting my time? Sometimes I just can't resist though, friends. No matter how many times I've taken a sample out of there, it's like, well, let's take one more. All right, well, we have definitely dropped down on water. And the river is running its main flow. This is a little offshoot. And well, we have found some gold on this little offshoot. Why not just step on up and spin the wheel? The price is right. The price is wrong.
The price is wrong.
I think you've had enough.
Well, I got really excited at first because the first pan had some gold in it. Couple pieces of gold. Thought, wow, maybe it's all like this. Well, 3 more pans and I haven't got a speck. Somebody else has come through here, and the reason I think so is because that kind of looks like a bucket imprint to me. Somebody had their 5-gallon bucket there, notching that out. Probably the car that I saw at the grocery store. I was at camp the other day and I saw this vehicle pull in, and then I was doing some video editing later and I realized that it was the same vehicle that was in the mirror in this picture here. And the only reason I'm coming back down here is because, well, I took about, probably 3/4 of a gram out over here.
Hanging in the woods with Bigfoot. Yes, Sasquatch, don't you know he's my buddy? Digging for gold with Bigfoot. Gotta find that shine. Hanging in the woods with Bigfoot.
Well, that's definitely the nicest piece of the day. I'm back here with bedrock, and I'm just panning the stuff right on top of it. Look how big the rocks are. But you know, I'm making the best of it, friends. I'm back here just panning around. Look what I found. Something. From the other side of the river, I thought this was somebody's dredge hose, but the closer that I got, I realized that it wasn't a dredge hose. It looks like some type of pressure hose. That black hose right there looks like pressure line to me. And then there's fittings screwed into each side, kind of like obviously something hooked up to there. I just can't figure out what that would have came off of. That's a pretty big line right there. Yeah. I don't know. You got the river down there. This looks like an old road. And you got all these piles back here. I just came up here to take a look. I was down on the lower ground and I thought, well, some of this is Cache Creek, Colorado right here, friends. If you've ever been there, just piles all over the place. And then you just pick a spot and you dig. So maybe we should do that once here. Pick a spot and take a sample. Iron rocks. Maybe not. This is probably a lost cause, quite honestly. Yeah, I'm not even interested. Good morning, friends. Well, I just had a little mishap this morning. The best piece of gold that I found yesterday, it had a little bit of mercury on it, and I was shaking it in the pan, and I was collecting other mercury. And all right, here is the gold that I picked up yesterday from prospecting. Yep, that's all the cheese, friends. Definitely the best piece right there. Wow, that piece just collected even more on there, friends. And the thing about mercury gold is, if there's any other gold in the pan, the mercury will get onto that stuff and it will spread. Now it doesn't even look like gold. It just looks like silver. That is a piece of gold that is covered in mercury now. I just lost it. Probably a lost cause. That piece isn't very valuable, but it was just the fact that it was the biggest piece that I found yesterday, and it was covered in mercury. I wanted to put it in its own deal. I was taking it out and putting it on my finger, just screwing around showing you guys. Not that I needed to, because I already showed you once. Those berries actually look pretty good. I'm pretty sure you can eat those. I'm gonna have to do my research first, but I saw a lady pick some of those. I think they were off that plant, and she ate them. I've just never messed around with that stuff. But there's plenty of berries out right now, that's for sure. And, well, we're hiking down this little channel once again. I brought my sluice box out, and I shouldn't have done that, because I'm not even hardly finding anything. I had a better day yesterday as far as back in here. I thought I'd come back here with my big bar and break into that. I was getting some gold out of it yesterday, and today I haven't even found one piece out of it. So there's no sense in hauling dirt over the hill, and the sluice box didn't quite fit right. There was going to need to be some pretty big work done to get it going. So I think I'm going to pack the box in and see if I can get it in the backpack and throw everything else in there. And I was on the back half of this yesterday, all over through this. Just went up there a little bit, and yeah, not finding any gold around the area other than what I did yesterday. What a disaster. Good morning, friends. I think I already said that today, but good morning, friends. I'm on my way to where I was yesterday because I forgot my panning tote. And I think I'm going to get out of here today, and I don't want to leave that behind. Some folks came down and went swimming yesterday. So I got my shoes on because oh, sweet. Yeah, I thought I was going to have to take a hike. Thankfully, it stayed on the edge and didn't float away over the night. Cleaning up trash, taking the tarp down, blowing out this. Anyhow, I'm getting out of this place today because the bees are already at it. I woke up to the bees buzzing like 6 a.m. this morning. I thought, wow, this is going to be a long day with the bees. I think his leg's stuck. Well, you were stuck. Oh man, still not flat. Still not flat. She wants to run, friends. She wants to go. Sporting a 4.3 V6. It came back on. And got to get the van out of this little shade hole because, well, I'm out of power all the way right now. Like my power system, the lithium ion batteries have a safety switch on them. When they get dangerously low, they shut themselves down. So I need to get back in the sunlight to revive the system, or I need to get my generator pumping some volts in there to start the system back up again. Better check the oil level. That way we don't have any mishaps. We don't want to blow up our 4.3 V6. No, we want it. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of Beesville. Thought about having lunch right here, or excuse me, breakfast. But I think we're going to move on down the road. I just wanted to get that sign in. My camera was dead. So I had to plug it in. Maybe we could have lunch here or breakfast. Can't really barely afford to be in California at these prices. I didn't get fuel here. I just stopped off and got a drink. Studio A. We'll let that truck pass us. Yeah, that truck. And that truck. Didn't know there was a line of traffic back there. Well, I knew there was one behind me. Anyhow, just pull over here and act like I'm enjoying the woods. Fudge! I don't use those that much, but when I have a low power or whatever, it's nice to have the gas on hand. I might need to go up a little bit more though. All that mining activity that's taking place down there. A little pavilion or something. Pretty amazing view of the river right there. You guys want to go climb up a telephone pole? They got the spikes in there for us. Pretty certain that's what the climbers use. What a job that would be. Honestly, that job probably pays more than being a gold digger. Well, then again, I don't know. Depends what type of ground you're on. But for most of us out here, yeah, that job probably pays more. But does it offer the freedom? But it's got benefits. Well, I've got benefits too. Sometimes. Right now, my benefits are kind of running a little bit shy, I feel like, with not getting any gold for the last month. Today's fire.
One more river, one more bend. This old road still feels like home.
Well, the spot's open, but they didn't have very good stewards of the land this last time, did we? A bunch of jacks. Oh, yep. Somebody's shooting a can or something. Almost looks like somebody had a fire too. Oh. Oh, those dirt bags, they just made a mess. A green sticker. Wow. Yep, they left a mess. They left a mess. Yep. Ha, ha, ha. Toilet paper. Hot dog wrappers. Wow, this is gonna make me look bad if I camp here and leave and all this crap's still here. Yeah. You can see I found my spot for tonight and probably tomorrow. And then I think I'll get out of here. I don't want to spend too much time here. I don't want anybody in the neighborhood to think I'm moving into this place. But it has been a couple weeks since I've been here, at least. So, you know. And well, I had to come back and pick up the trash from the last people who came in here. I tell you what, way to disrespect an area. I wasn't going to do that, but, well, what's 3 minutes? You know, 2 to 3 minutes to put it up. Screw it. Otherwise, we'd be standing in the sun right here, and this is definitely a lot nicer than standing in the sun. Yep. My tarp, though, I tell you what. I don't think she has... I don't know.
For having me, Joe. My pleasure. It's good to be here. All right. Bye, everybody. Oh, watch the show. Show mine, show.
Breakfast of champs, a frozen beef stick. Some old Wisconsin beef. I think they're better if you freeze them, personally. Anyways, who in the heck is that? Yeah, I'm laying in bed this morning, and early morning I hear a vehicle cruise down and heard an engine shut off right here, and I laid in bed for a few minutes thinking to myself, who is out there? So I get out of bed and I look through my curtain, I peek through my curtain, and I see a black car there with a piece of plywood for the back window and a big dent in there, and with a raft on the top, and I see a dog sitting in the passenger seat, but I don't see anybody in the driver's seat, and I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe they've got the seat reclined back and they're sleeping. And I think to myself, who in the heck would pull into somebody's campsite and sleep when there's 1,000 other spots out there that you could pull over on, you know? And then I hear footsteps, and I look out my curtain again, and I see a guy holding a sluice box over his shoulder and then a bucket in the other hand. So I went and got gas the other day at the gas station yesterday. There was a stick just like that that had that red tint on it that was on top of the gas pump. And then down below the gas pump, there was a drink that was half full with a straw in it. Like somebody forgot it there, or they set it there because they didn't want it anymore. And then I pull up to this site, and well, there's trash, and there's a popsicle stick with a red on it. I can't help but to think it might have been that guy's. He was probably pulled in right here. Why didn't he camp here if his stuff was out there? So I don't know. It may not have been his stuff at all. I don't want to put that on anybody, but somebody, since my visit here, left this place a pigsty. How disgusting. Well, friends, it's been great hanging out with you for another video. I'm going to stick around for a few moments and maybe sit down and have a little chat with you, but I don't really have a whole lot to say. Last 5 weeks of not getting gold. So how do I feel about that? Well, you know, I feel blessed. This is great, friends. Look at this. I'm out here living in my van, living a simple lifestyle. Now, the gas prices are up a little bit too high here. I mean, quite honestly, do I think about leaving California sometimes and seeking out somewhere cheaper? Yeah, I do, but I'm still prospecting, and California is my favorite gold prospecting until I go to a different state and hit it big. Idaho's a good one. Idaho's got a lot of gold. California obviously has gold. Wyoming's got gold. Oregon's got gold. There's other places to go, but like I said, the reason I'm here is because I know there's gold here, and we can draw a 50-mile circle around me, and there's a lot of gold inside that 50-mile circle. And, well, as far as gas prices go and everything. I can jump around and I can prospect around different places. Now, I do feel like there are probably more places to go that are a little bit more sluice box friendly. Have I mentioned in this video just a few seconds ago? You see my memory? Did I tell you guys that I haven't been finding much gold the last 5 weeks? I think I did, but I already forgot. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, Matt. But, yeah, I feel like there are places that you could go set a sluice box up, and regardless of what you pump in there, you're going to end up with at least half a gram a day. Now, obviously, if I knew where those spots were, would I be sitting here right now? But they're out there. Maybe it's the Yuba River. Maybe it's the American River. The Yuba River seems to be friendly to people that put their sluice boxes up there. They seem to, from what I've done, the research I've done, it seems to be fairly rich. But at the end of the day, guys, you got to make a choice. And, well, for the meantime, I'm choosing to stick around here. Now, as far as gold prospecting goes and everything, honestly, there's stuff on the channel that I want to post and am probably going to post in the future that have nothing to do with gold prospecting. And I just want to say, guys, there may come a time where I'm not posting anything about gold prospecting on this channel for 2 to 3 months at a time. Like I said, there are other things that I want to put on the channel and other things that I want to do. And, well, there's certain people out there that they get mad at you when you don't post gold prospecting stuff and show more gold prospecting and digging. Gosh, gee golly, get back to your meaning. You're a gold prospector. Well, what is my meaning? What is your meaning in life? I think God only really knows our true meaning for each of us. And, well, every day I think we're trying to find our meaning, and some of us are on the path better than others. But what is our real purpose in life? You know what I'm saying? You're a gold prospector. Get back to your meaning. Ha, my meaning. What's your meaning? What's my meaning? Yeah. So I don't really like people putting me inside of a box and telling me how to run the show. That's part of the reason that I'm living out here in a van. If I wanted a boss, I'd go back to the 9 to 5. Jesus is the boss. Yeah. But everybody else, I don't care. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now, what are some other thoughts I've been having lately? Well, I have a motorcycle license, and I haven't rode for years. And, well, you get out here and you get prospecting, and you're not finding the gold that you need to be finding. And, well, sometimes you just want to get away and do something else. And lately I've been thinking it'd be fun to have an enduro, an on-road, off-road motorcycle. And I could be out making moto vlogs. Yeah, and I could also use it to go prospecting on. I could set the van up somewhere, and I could go out and cruise around on the bike, and I could jump to different spots. Now, obviously, I'm not going to get a bike until I find a couple more ounces of gold. That would be one thing that, if I end up the season with 3 ounces, I might consider investing in an enduro motorcycle. However, would I need to get a bigger van, though? Because, well, I got the toolbox on the back. I got the generator box back there. And I do like my van, guys. But honestly, I wish I could stand up. Like, I wish I could stand up and cook in there. And I wish I had a full-size bed and all that good stuff. But I'm happy. I'm happy with what I have. It's better than not having anything. And, well, that guy in the car yesterday that was here prospecting, getting his stuff in the morning, I don't know what he's doing. If he's sleeping in his car, obviously I have a little bit better setup than that, you know. So the van is good. I like the van, but I think we're always, are we ever satisfied? Are we always looking for the next best thing, aren't we? We got to learn to be content with what we have. And I am. I'm happy with it. So, but I'm just thinking out loud, guys. Eventually, even having a piece of property would be nice too. Having my own base camp, I think about that sometimes. What state could I buy property in? And I could actually afford to buy property in. That's another thing. If I end up with my 3 ounces of gold, maybe I should forget about the enduro. That's just kind of a thought, guys. It could happen and it could not happen. But yeah, I could take that 3 ounces and put it towards property. And it's nice to have your own permanent location that you can go back to and set up to, for sure. But it's not necessary. I mean, you can do what I'm doing right now and you can bounce around to different places, but sometimes it's nice to have your own area that you can go back to that's yours. So yeah, guys. Yep. Not a whole lot to say. Do I miss Illinois? I kind of do miss Illinois sometimes for brief moments. Like I said, what I really want out of this lifestyle is to be able to turn the key and go to where I want to go. And when I'm tired of being there, get back on the road again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to go back to Illinois for a couple months, I can go back to Illinois for a couple months. And if I get tired of being there, I can turn the key and I can go to my next adventure. And that's what van life is to me. It's not being stuck in one area and not being able to move. And we can make jumps right now. We have a little bit of a cushion, but not finding gold the last 5 weeks, that definitely makes it harder. But now that we're monetized on YouTube, friends, I'm not getting rich off the channel, that's for sure, but it helps. And that's really what I'm out here doing, guys. I'm building a life that I don't need a vacation from. Get a little YouTube added revenue coming in, get a little gold revenue coming in. I also own stocks as well, and my stocks have been going up. Hopefully this year they can get to where I want them to be, and well, that's another little bit of income right there. So putting together different multiple sources of income streams to allow me to stay out here and not have to count on the gold 100%, because honestly, it is hard to go gold prospecting full time and count on the gold 100% to pay the bills. Now it's possible, and there's people that do it, but it's a very small margin of people that can do it, guys. And another thing, I am a member of the New 49ers Gold Club, but I want to say some facts there. The club's been around since 1985, and as far as along the river goes, guys, it's really hard to find a spot to work because you have had about 40 plus years of people going up and down the river hitting it hard. Now, is there gold on the claims? They own so many claims that, yeah, there's gold out there. However, like I said before, is it 5 feet down? Is it 10 feet down? Is it 18 feet down in the river? Are there sections of the bank that still have it on it? Probably. But if it was easy, everybody would be getting rich out here. And the truth is, most people that come out here and prospect, I don't really think they get that much gold. Just like that guy that came yesterday and brought a sluice box and then came and got it. How long did he work? For a day? You see what I'm saying? So it's tough, guys. The gold is still out there. It's not all gone, but it is tough. And I just want to say that because people send me messages and they say, oh, yeah, Matt, I'm coming out here and you're showing me that it's possible and all this. And I'm thinking, have you guys seen the last 5 weeks of the videos? I hope you guys all the best on your dreams, but you also have to understand that you might come out here and you might not get anything. That's the true facts of it. So come out here and go out for a weekend and see if you can pull 3 grams in or something, you know? You guys are telling me you're going to come out here and do this. Go out for the weekend and see if you can find some color. And I don't know. That's my best advice is go out on the side for a little bit and see if you can actually acquire an ounce or something maybe. And go from there, because I've collected an ounce, a little bit over an ounce of gold so far this season. But I've also been out since before April. So I'm out getting the full van life nomadic experience. But as far as the gold prospector goes, I would say the gold that I've brought in is not really good for as long as I've been working at it. Now I got my channel monetized though, and I'm quite certain that if I would have stayed in Illinois this year, I would not be monetized right now. So coming out here out west and going on an adventure helped the channel out, that's for sure. And I've come to realize that with YouTube, as long as I keep moving and I'm doing something, I think I'm going to be all right. Now, if I went back to Illinois right now, I'd like to think I could keep my channel alive. But the truth is, if I go back to living the lifestyle that I was living in Illinois, riding my bicycle on the country roads and lifting weights and just sharing with you my everyday life, if I go back to living the lifestyle that I was, my channel will probably die if I go to Illinois. It will slowly just taper off. Something about living in a van in the woods, guys. People are more interested in that. Now, if I went back to Illinois and I started flying airplanes and doing backflips and barrel rolls and nose dives and straight ups and all the fun acrobatic tricks, because that's the only reason I really want to fly, to tell you guys the truth. I just want to do tricks. Yeah. Now, will I probably do that? When we hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube, you got to be careful about that, because I see some people on YouTube that get crazy. And there's been a couple people I've watched on YouTube that are kind of like crazy. And I've said to myself, this person's going to be dead. And then I go back and look at their channel, and guess what? There's like one last video, and it's a memorial video. There was a guy that was jumping out of airplanes without a parachute, and he was doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And I was like, this guy's going to be dead. He's going to be dead. Now he's dead. So, yeah. Not saying it was his YouTube channel that killed him, but that's why I say I'm not chasing views and chasing clicks, because there's people out there that will do things just for views and clicks. Now, there may be some things that I do that you're like, you're crazy, but that's because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if any of that makes sense. Just watch yourself, guys. And now I'm straight up rambling, guys. This is a freestyle chat. I'm just letting my lips move. But we'll see. We'll see how things go, guys. Like I said before, I usually, the past 2 or 3 years or whatever, I have a few plus seasons underneath my belt now working at the grain elevator. But that's kind of a rough job. It's an easy job, but it's a dusty job. You're standing in the same spot all day long, a 12 by 12 spot, and you're doing the same thing all day long. And the corn isn't so bad, but the bean dust is horrible. And you get all congested up. You do. You could wear a mask, but I hate wearing a mask, friends. I really do. And, well, most of the grain elevators pay minimum wage too. But there are some other ones that do pay 20-something bucks plus an hour. And, well, I'm thinking if I could find something that paid like that, it might be worth doing another season just to get my finances back up. But I'd rather find the gold, guys. A couple ounces of gold would be nice. I think the best season I've ever had as a gold prospector is when I was dredging, and I dredged up about 3 ounces of nice chunky California gold years ago. And I've been trying to have as good a season as that ever since. So I'm probably sitting on like 1 ounce and 5 grams, 1 ounce and 10 grams right now. I'm not quite certain. But yeah, guys, I'd be lying to you to say I haven't thought about getting in the van and going to Colorado. But if I went to Colorado, would I really go there for gold prospecting? Well, I might go dredging there. I've always thought that, well, since you have to go to places that, since the laws are the way they are, you can dredge in Colorado, you can dredge in Idaho, I think you can dredge in Wyoming. And, you're kind of limited. You got to drive around and go to the places that you can go. But really, do I want to work with a sluice box all year round? I guess if I'm getting gold, I don't care how I'm getting it. But it would be great to do 3 months of working like how I'm working right now and then switch gears and go dredging. Like, really, the summertime when it's 100 degrees outside and the bugs are biting you and you're getting poison ivy. And that's another thing. You guys want to come out here and go prospecting, well, just look at all the weeds and all the grasses, and it being 100 degrees and you're walking through that stuff and you're along the river. I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'm just like, screw this. Yeah, why do you want to do this? Sometimes I almost think I like the winter season better because I had an old time miner tell me once years ago, no snakes, no bugs, no fires. Get yourself a metal detector and go up on the high ground is what he told me. And it kind of makes a little bit of sense as far as like happy camp in the winter. No snakes, no bugs. There is a certain time of year that, yeah, it's just better as far as like the midsummer, you're getting attacked by everything. And if you're underneath the water dredging, that's why I was saying going somewhere where you could go dredging. Summer is good for dredging. Anyways, I really am just rambling, friends. And I hope that you've enjoyed hanging out with me. And yeah, we'll see what life brings, friends. So we'll see what the next upload brings. And thank you for watching. And I may not even watch the edits on this one. Just straight talk raw and upload it. So yeah, thank you for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.